Hello, I'm John Newman, and I'd like to welcome Reneé Windsor-White, Democratic nominee for House District 17.
Thank you, John. Good to be here today.
Thank you. Tell us at least 3 of your positions that would encourage a senior or person with disabilities to vote for you.
Okay. Number 1, I want to protect seniors, veterans, and persons with disabilities from any cuts in federal aid. I would increase state funding to try to match any cuts in federal funding. Number 2, I want to increase the possibility of health care for everyone in the state of Oregon, for comprehensive and affordable health care. And I know that's an additional, can be an additional burden on folks with disabilities and seniors. And number 3, I want to increase mental health coverage for those in the state of Oregon. So those are the 3 issues that I'm focusing on right now.
Okay. Oregon Project Independence had a program that kept seniors and people with disabilities in their own home, and yet every year proposed funding for OPI is significantly cut. What will you do to ensure and protect funding for this cost-effective program?
Number 1, I would sponsor any bills that would help to stop the cutting in funding. I would also vote in favor of bills that would be sponsored from either side of the aisle to make sure that that program continues to be funded. That is such a valuable program because it cuts down on the cost of keeping people in their own homes, and the benefit to seniors and persons with disabilities in staying in their own homes is so valuable that I believe that program should be continued and funding should be increased in order to keep seniors and people with disabilities in their own homes.
Okay. How would you prioritize funding, including funding that is matched with federal funds for services to an increasing senior and people with disabilities population? Whoa.
Whoa, good job, you made it through.
Yeah.
I would make sure what we're facing now, or what we could be facing in the future, is increasing cuts from the federal government. I would work in any way possible to make sure that state funding would take care of that gap. I know that states often say, we don't have the funds, we have to take it from someplace else. It's the famous robbing Peter to pay Paul. Other people, other programs feel like they're going to bear the brunt of increased funding to seniors and disabled, but I think that is our frailest population, and they must be served and they must be taken care of by our state.
Okay. How will your experience shape the work you do on behalf of senior and people with disabilities?
I have been married for 15 years. My husband was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's when we had been married for 3 years. He is currently in a long-term care facility up in Portland, and even though I live in Lebanon, he had to be, he is cared for up there. My experience with getting him into long-term care and having the experience of living with someone with Alzheimer's, I think puts me at an advantage in terms of helping seniors and those with disabilities make sure that they get all the services that they need. I am empathetic. I am totally in sympathy and in empathy with folks who are undergoing that situation, both the person with a disability or with Alzheimer's and the family. It's such a struggle to go through it at all. So I want to make sure that they have every form of support that they need.
Thank you. We've been talking to you, Reneé Windsor-White. It's been fun. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks very much.
You bet. Thank you.